All right, rolling.
What are y'all's names and major?
I am Molly. I'm a fine arts major.
I'm Aaron, and I'm a criminal justice major.
What is your poster about?
We are presenting on nuclear power in Georgia and its impact and how it's beneficial.
What did you learn about?
We learned that the benefits of nuclear power, in our opinion, greatly outweigh any safety risks that might be misconstrued about nuclear power in general.
I guess you can go into further detail about your poster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nuclear power uses the fission of uranium-235 molecules, and that releases energy that heats water to turn a turbine. And in order to do that, we need to get the uranium-235, which we do have a significant amount of uranium-235 available to us in the U.S. That doesn't need to be concentrated to be ready for use. And in Georgia, we already have 2 nuclear power plants. One is Vogel and the other is Hatch. And Vogel is planning on adding 2 new reactors, and each of them already have 2. So that would double Vogel's energy production. And nuclear energy in Georgia it already accounts for 25% of the energy that's being used. And Georgia would require a total of 16 reactors in order for it to be 100% reliant on nuclear energy for its power. One of the concerns about using nuclear energy is where the waste is placed while the radioactivity diminishes. There are plans to build a waste storing site at Yucca Mountain. That has not fully gone through yet. So currently waste is stored near the sites in large concrete and metal containers that don't let radiation escape.
So some of the benefits associated with nuclear power is that it does not give off nearly as many harmful emissions that the use of fossil fuels do. Here we have a chart, and it shows each common kind of power production and the amount of greenhouse gas emissions that it creates. And nuclear is over here with hydroelectric and wind power, very, very low emissions. And the only reason it has any harmful emissions is that we still have to transport it, and so the transportation in like trucks or trains or airplanes is going to require the use of fossil fuels. It is more efficient and reliable than both wind and solar power. And although there is an initially very high startup cost associated with creating a new nuclear generator, once you get past that initial startup cost, it actually becomes the least expensive to run and maintain out of any other kind of power plant. A big deal that people get hung up on is the idea of like safety risks associated with the use of nuclear material. Specifically in light of the recent disaster at Fukushima. However, the reason that occurred was because of its close proximity to a fault line. But if you look at this map here where we currently have our nuclear facilities in the state of Georgia, they're away from fault lines, so that's not really an issue for us. As of January 30th, 2015, there are 437 nuclear reactors around the world, and at this time, there have only been 3 major accidents related to nuclear reactors. That was in 3 Mile Island in the US in the 70s, Chernobyl, Ukraine in the 80s, and Fukushima recently, which puts the percentage of accident likelihood at 0.686%. Nuclear energy has caused a little over 10,000 deaths since its first implementation in the 60s, which averages to about 185 deaths per year, specifically caused by nuclear energy. But to put that in perspective, it's estimated that air pollution alone kills 7 million people every year. Um, so we believe that the benefits to nuclear power in the state of Georgia would greatly outweigh any possible safety risks, and we think that Georgia would be better off both economically and environmentally with a heavier reliance on nuclear power.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.